Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another mastermind call on the Speaker Focus platform. I am the world's #1 speaker coach, Kevin T. Robertson, along with my co-founder, business partner, Auston Troyer. From us and the team at Speaker Focus, we want to thank you again for joining us today. I'm going to be teaching a masterclass called the Speaker Focus Accelerator. This is for all the people. This is what you've been waiting for. This is for all the people that think that they want to go just a little bit faster when they get into the modules and they get on the Speaker Focus platform. This is for all the people that want to go fast. So what I'm going to do is give you the footnotes and a scaled down version of the entire platform today. I'm going to go through. It's still going to be a lot of work you have to do. However, if you want to go fast, these are the steps that you must take. Now, if you cross off every action item in this masterclass on all the checklists as I go through every slide, you are ready to start booking speaking engagements. That's what you all want to hear. That's what everybody wants to know. What is the fastest way to start booking speaking engagements? Well, guess what? Damn it. I'm going to show you today, right here and right now. I'm going to break it all down and show you exactly what you need to be doing to build your business and grow it exponentially. Now, this boils down to work ethic. See, this is how things work in the real world, and I am a part of the real world along with our ideology as Speaker Focus. There are some people that you work with, they are great producers. They do a great job, right? Most people do an average or okay job. It's good enough to get the job done, and that's okay. We're not knocking the people who need to go at their own pace because everyone is different. Listen, I'm not coming down on the people that want to go slower because there are a lot of circumstances that is the reason why people go slow. In my experience, teaching a very successful one-on-one coaching program for years, I can tell you right now, there are medical situations that pop up. People get in accidents. A loved one gets sick. They get sick. We've had students go through cancer. We've had them go through life-altering surgeries. We've had people go through throat surgeries and all kinds of stuff. We've had people go through all kinds of different losses. These things put you in a situation where it becomes extremely difficult to focus with a high level of consistency. It's difficult, but not impossible. So therefore, even when you have engagement, even when I'm on your ass about homework assignments, it doesn't matter. No one ever does it perfect, and that's okay. You don't have to do it perfect. But then there are some people that you work with, and some people have real circumstances that cause them to fall off the wagon. They have real issues going on in their lives where they have to take a little break. They still keep paying their money, but they have to take a break, or they get distracted, or they're finishing up a degree. I mean, this is a huge undertaking. Despite that, people still want to continue to move forward. Whether or not you're working a 9-to-5 job or whether or not you're on an entrepreneurial schedule, it doesn't matter. It takes focus to go slow, to go at a medium speed, or even to go super fast. And whatever your rate of speed is, I can simply tell it to you like this, that we're here no matter what speed you want to go to help clarify each and every step of the way. Obviously, some people are already in the marketplace. They are booking speaking engagements. They are talking to conference coordinators. They're interviewing conference coordinators. You have people on our platform that's at every stage of the game. Some people have just started. They're struggling with their signature programs. So what I'm going to do today, this training is for those who can and who want to go fast. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin T. Robertson, co-founder of Speaker Focus, and Auston Troyer, and the team at Speaker Focus now present to you the Speaker Accelerator. I'm going to do a share screen, and I'm going to go through the process with you about accelerating your speaker goals. Now, let me get into it. Let me go to present. Now, here's what we're going to do. Let's get into the Speaker Focus Accelerator. Now, as you are thinking to yourself about where you are in the coaching program right now. As you're thinking to yourself, I need to go faster, I need to go slower, I need more focus, I need to get my stuff together. You know, I haven't been doing things for a while. I talk to all of you, so I know what's going on. I know how you think. I hear it every day. You cannot beat yourself up too bad over situations sometimes where you can't control. I'm telling you to do what you can do, hang in there, and, you know, stick to the program and just be diligent, whatever it is you're going to do. You know, you got to be very resilient whenever you're growing a business. It's not just going to jump into your lap. See, what I learned about this business, the speaking business is very unique. It's like if you're trying to produce music, or you're trying to act, or, you know, whatever it is you're doing, it's a very unique skill set that you must acquire. And this business of professional speaking, growing your brand, building a real business, not some bullshit, something with sustainability, it takes time. And what we see a lot is that people lose patience. They want to rush. They want to go really, really fast. You cannot skip steps. But what you can do is, what I'd recommend is, you can block out everything else in your life. See, a lot of you, the reason why you're not moving forward, it's not because you don't have the information, because the information is right there inside of every module. It's because you have a lot of distractions and you have not yet decided. In other words, you haven't hit rock bottom in your life with getting sick and tired of being sick and tired of not moving forward, advancing your speaker goals. But some of you, the awakening comes, and all of a sudden, one day you have some epiphany and you're like, oh man, I'm falling behind. See, I get emails every day like this. Oh, KTR, man, I've been on vacation for a couple of weeks and then some other stuff happened. Listen, I don't need to hear your whole story. I already know what you're doing. I already know, because I used to participate in that kind of activity as well. And you're making other things a top priority, instead of making the modules and getting your speaker homework knocked out the way. Listen, the hard part is the build out. If you just have enough discipline, listen, if all of you would just block out everything, you'd be finished with the course in 6 weeks. But that's not realistic. That's not reality. The reality is that things happen. And when things happen, some of us, a lot of us, all of us manage it in a different way. So you can't sit and look at someone else and say, how come they didn't get it all in 6 weeks or 3 months or 2 months or 6 months, whatever it is. We all have to hold ourselves accountable. So what I'm telling you today is, as you're going through the accelerator, doesn't matter how fast or slow you want to go, this is for the people that want to go fast. So you want to go fast, this is the way to do it. And even the ones who want to go fast, there is still a shit ton of work that you have to do in order to get it all complete. Now, how much time you want to put into that is all up to you. If you're bum rushing my email every day, you're sending support tickets every day, obviously you want to get stuff done. We're going to respond to those support tickets and make sure that we give you what it is that you need, give you the support to move it forward. Now, let's move forward. Now, accelerator. What exactly is an accelerator? You need to understand the very definition of what it is if you want to go fast first. An accelerator is a person or thing that causes something to happen or develop quickly. You want to get it popping quick, then do the things that I'm respectfully requesting that you do in this training. You want to get it pop. Some of you don't want to go slow, and I get it. Okay, I've been hearing you, so I put together a training so you can go fast. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. You want to go fast? No problem. Let's go fast. Now, obviously you have 6 weeks, 6 modules. You can complete all the modules in 6 weeks if you keep your head down and you stay focused on all the action items, which is what I'm going to go through. I'm going to go over today every single checklist. I'm going to go over every single step that you have to go through, every single checklist. So you're going to know absolutely what you're supposed to be doing in every single module. It's going to be no fluff, straight, no chaser. It's going to be all the activity that you need to go through in order to get through these modules. Now, that being said, let's go over, let me just give you a brief overview on what I'm getting ready to get involved in. Obviously, module number 1, you have to finish up your signature program so you have nothing to sell. Module 2, you have to identify with getting your automation set up and knowing exactly who you're going to be attracting and who you're going to send your message to. Module 3, obviously you want to set up your speaker business, or you're not going to be in business. Module 4, just simply put, setting up your social media, making sure you have all your accounts set up the right way. Module 5, co-founder Auston Troyer is going to take you to school on digital marketing and give you step-by-step training of how these digital platforms can put you right in the face of these conference coordinators, and that's going to help you with a very powerful marketing strategy. Then module 6 is just all your outreach documents. Now, I'm going to make this really simple like I always do, and if you can get this done, if you can hear me, if you can feel it, you can go through these modules and then you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. For those of you who, sometimes it gets cloudy, even when I explain it clear. Some of you, you've fallen off the wagon. It doesn't matter. Don't beat yourself up. Hit the reset button. Act like today is the first day. You want to go fast? Let's go fast, damn it. Let's do it. Okay, now the very first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go and create your signature programs. That is the hardest thing to do. If you just, let's just put the bulk of module 1 on hold for a second. If you just want to go right to the signature program template, if you just want to go right to that, you want to download it, you want to go right to your signature programs. Well, you have to look at the video in module 1 so it can teach you how to come up with the headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. So the first thing you want to do in module 1, you want to make sure you create all your signature programs. Send over your homework assignments, upload them through our school platform. I will check your homework to make sure all your signature programs are speaking to the target buyer in a language that they understand. If you have not done your signature programs yet, that means you are not ready to advance to module 2. And every time you get behind this something, it makes it that much more difficult to complete another assignment. See, it doesn't make sense to go to module 3 and start setting up your speaker business if you still got work you got to do in module 2. You got nothing to sell. Okay, let's just say you wanted to go out of order. You wanted to set the business up. Some of you already have the business set up. Okay, well, let's work for you. But if you set the business up, what are you going to sell? You have nothing to sell. This is why I created the curriculum in sequential order for a reason, because you need to take it in the right order. Excuse me, you need to go over the right steps. So the first step is to create all your signature programs, headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Upload them through the school platform, email them to support@speakerfocus.com, and we will go over your homework assignments. We will check your signature programs. I'm going to tell you when they're horrible. I'm going to tell you when they suck. I'm going to tell you when they're very thin, weak, vague, outdated. I'm going to tell you you got word redundancies. I'm going to tell you you got the periods and the apostrophes in the wrong area. You don't use periods when you're doing bullets. I'm going to say all that stuff to you. You want to get this shit right, send it to me. If you haven't sent it to me, that means you don't want to go fast. But for those who do want to go fast, press me. I don't mind. You want to get something from me? I got to get something from you. I need to see. I can't check. What you want me to do? Check air? Send it to me and I will make sure that your signature programs are fire and very unique and create some market differentiation so you and only you have those signature programs. That is the whole purpose of doing that. And believe me when I tell you, I've been in this business for 34 years. I know what all of them speak about, from Jim Rohn to Tony Robbins to Les Brown to Zig Ziglar to Brian Tracy to Nita Quabain to all of them. I could go down the line. All of them are different. They're leadership speakers, but they're different. What kind of leadership or empowerment speaker are you going to be, or what kind of specialty speaker are you going to be? Let's rock it. Let's continue to move forward. You want to go fast? Let's go fast. Okay, then you gotta complete your bio. There's a bio formula that you should be going over right there in the signature program template on the back end. It asks you 8 questions. Now, I know what is happening because I see the shit all the time. What's happening is you don't want to take the time to answer the 8 questions because you're trying to compare it to my bio. All you have to do is answer the 8 questions, do the best you can. If you send me your bio and you try hard enough, I'm not going to create the whole freaking bio for you from the ground up. You owe me some work. Do the work first. Give it to me. And then I'll have you ready for appearance on MSNBC. I'm a world-class copywriter. I spent close to $50,000 learning how to write great copy on top of being a very skilled writer. Is that what you think? You know how to write copy better than me? And if you are a writer and an author, good for you. Let's work for me. Get the bio done. If you want to go fast, let's go fast. Speaker Focus Accelerator. We're in module 1. Remember, get your signature programs done first. Create the headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. And then complete your bio. Next thing I want you to do, I feel so empowered when I have the clicker in my hand. I love it. Now, the next thing you're going to do is technical training. After you develop your signature programs and after you complete your bio, when you follow the formula exactly, all we're doing now, see, we're prepping ourselves for the speaker info kit. We're prepping ourselves for the sales tools in module 2. We're not quite there yet. We need this first. You need to get your signature programs organized first before you do anything. It is the foundation that you're building your speaker business on. If it's not built the right way, it's all gonna come crashing down on top of you. So after you finish all of that, now you want to go to the technical part of the training. You want to get into the art and science behind delivering a message. You should go back and you should be submitting videos to me, by the way, so I could critique your performance. Yes, I should be checking your speaker video demo and your performances for your signature program, but you are so scared to get in front of the phone because you don't want to drop video. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're afraid to create content, and we're in the most lucrative and forget about Corona. Forget about what you're reading on the news. I'm telling you right now, I'm on the front lines and a practitioner. Our business has tripled throughout COVID-19. What do you think? It's affecting everybody? If it's affecting your business, that means you're not in the right business. It means you don't know how to market. It means you don't have the proper marketing strategy. And if you're not doing digital marketing, all you're doing is hustling backwards. That's all you're doing. All that other stuff is just wasting time. I'm not saying that it can't work. It just takes longer. And if you definitely don't know how to present your business the right way and offer massive value, you can forget about your business growing. So I don't want to hear anything about you don't want to get in front of the camera and drop the video. See, what some of you need to take lessons from some of our top students who know that they're not really good on camera, but they practice their ass off and they keep trying and they keep trying and they put the repetitions in after the repetitions and the repetitions. I don't know how many ways I could say it. You don't get good, you don't achieve greatness and then ramp it up another gear unless you're willing to put the repetitions in. So get in front of the camera and submit the video to me. Well, it's only but so much bad stuff that I can say. I'm not here to tear you down. I'm not here to belittle you. I'm here to build you up. I'm here to keep it 1,000 with you so you can get up off your assets and do what you need to do to make it better. You should be growing every single day to make your speaker business better. And if you're not, I just simply don't know what you're doing with your time. Go over the art and science behind delivering the message. Some of the greatest orators in the history of our business have kept this messaging formula on a loop. You think my keynote is $50,000 because I bring value. This is why speakers get paid what they do. They get paid by name brand recognition. They get paid by the way they present. They get paid by the value of their message. They get paid by their brand. Are you listening to what I'm saying to you? You've got to practice after you get your signature programs done. Let me repeat myself because I've said it before and I probably will say it again because you need to hear it. You should be saying your signature programs out loud, every last one of them. You need to grab your signature programs, get in front of them, cut the damn TV off, tell everybody to leave you alone and sit there in front of the camera and just say your signature programs out loud. Something magical happens when you hear your own voice. You can actually hear the way it's going to sound to the target buyer. You got to stop thinking like you, and you got to start thinking like the target buyer. If you think like the target buyer and you understand what they're going to need to put you in front of their audience, then you will understand why you should be practicing every single day. This is speaker training. You're on the world's #1 platform for speaker marketing. Good luck with trying to get anybody else to break this shit down to you like this, to tell you exactly what you need to be doing. You have the advantage if you're on the Speaker Focus platform, because at least you're going to know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. It's on you, ladies and gentlemen. It's on you. Listen, when you ask something from me, you can bet your ass that I'm going to hop to it, and I'm going to get you what you need. Hold you accountable. That's what you're paying me for. Remember, I told each and every one of you before you even signed up for this coaching program what it was going to be. So don't act like this is nothing new. Get the work done. Those that want to go fast, let's go fast. Damn it, you want to go fast? Let's rock. Social proof. Oh, now you want to go over the social proof. Okay, first thing you need to do, and that's module 1. That's wrapping up module 1. Remember, let me do a quick recap. For those who those who forgot, get your signature programs done first. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Complete your bio next. The next thing you're going to do, go through the technical aspects of speaking, start dropping some videos, practice your signature programs out loud, make some videos, submit them through the school platform, and I will critique your performance. I will tell you, hey, I love the way you're standing. I love the tonality. I love the words. When you sound a little nervous, do it again, do it again, do it again. Oh, that's great. You should keep that version for your speaker video demo. Oh, you're done. You're going to get there, and I'm going to help you. Let's rock. Now, module 2, let's go over the speaker info kit checklist, because this is the most important document in your marketing arsenal. And if you do not understand that you're not going to be able to complete the speaker info kit unless you have your signature programs done. All right, so let me just go over the checklist with you right now. Last week, I broke down all of the sales tools and all of that. Now I'm gonna go over a checklist with you about your speaker info kit. I'll come back to this. I'm gonna go over the checklist with you. Give me a sec. All right, I'm gonna go over the checklist, everyone. Okay, here we go. Here is the speaker info kit checklist. Now, what we're going to do is go over the exact checklist that you're going to need in order to have everything complete for your speaker info kit. Now, the design is one thing, but for those of you who are designing the speaker info kit yourself, excuse me, for those of you who are designing the speaker info kit yourself, then you're going to understand that it's a design issue that you're going to run into. And then there are the things that you have to put inside of the speaker info kit. And the template is going to accommodate all of these things on the checklist right now. Excuse me. Okay, so let's do it. Oh, there it is again. Mainstay headline. If you're going to get your graphic designer to do it, then you need to send them everything on this checklist. And if you don't have the stuff on the checklist done, then you're not ready to finish your speaker info kit. You see how this works? Every time I turn around, you got to do some more work. So those of you who want to go fast, get to it. 4 titles to your signature programs. 3 bullets to describe each of your 4 signature programs. That would be on the first page, which is the speaker the speaker one sheet, which doubles as the signature program page. Next thing, I just went over it with you, your professional bio. Let's really get into it. Then you got one paragraph, and then you have 5 bullets to describe each of the signature programs. That's one paragraph and then 5 bullets under each signature program. They do not repeat the bullets found on the speaker one sheet page, which doubles as the signature program page. Go back to the template for my speaker info kit, which is found in module 1, and you will see the exact steps that you're supposed to take. And I'm sick and tired of people sending over the homework in the wrong order. You should be following the exact, what do you think? You're an expert at this now? You're not the expert. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. If you see everything you see on my signature program, on my speaker info kit, you need to go in the same order. The only time that you can take it out of order, these are the pages that I want you. I don't care what you do after this, but follow the first 6 pages. The signature program page, which doubles as a speaker one sheet. Don't change it, the order. Second is the biography page. Don't change it. The third one is the first signature program, second signature program, third signature program, fourth signature program. So the first 6 pages in my speaker info kit, I need you to follow it to the letter. I'm not talking about the design. Your graphic designer is going to come up with something different for your brand. I'm not talking about that. Even though we have a template where if you wanted to, you could just take mine out and put yours in, and bloop, you can use the same one that I had. But you don't have to, but you must follow the action steps. Now, that means any clients that you have. Now, the clients could be, if you're lacking speaking skills, your clients can be the jobs that you work because you did provide service to somebody. You did work in some type of leadership role. You were a team member somewhere. Maybe you had 20 jobs. Well, guess what? Go grab all the logos from the 20 jobs and boom, that's the experience that you have. There's all kinds of ways to get around it without telling lies, okay? Now, this is the most important thing, your testimonials. Damn it, I need you to hear me on this because a lot of people are jerking around, going around, chasing their ass, trying to get these testimonials. You need 10 to 20 testimonials. I would prefer 20, not 10. If you don't have 20 people that know how to say something great about you, oh, by the way, I'm going to give you one. Why wouldn't you want me on there? The world's #1 speaker. You already know. Let me not even start, okay? You want me on there. Celebrity Insider, now you got to get 19 more. Handwritten letters on client letterhead. It's not necessary, but it adds a nice touch to your marketing package. You don't need handwritten letters, but if you have handwritten letters, if you're old school, you can use them, no problem. Now, here's the way to get your testimonials. Listen to me. You can either write the testimonial out for the person who you used to work with or the conference coordinator who you work with or the person who can speak about your leadership abilities. You can write it out yourself. Email it to them, and say, hey, I'm putting together this marketing thing on my website, and I wanted to know if I could use this quote. Or better yet, call the person up on the phone. You can record them saying the quote, and then you can just pull it off the audio, and you can just write it out. Take their picture from Facebook or LinkedIn, a nice corporate picture, company picture, and then whatever company they work for, put the logo next to that with the quote. It gives it a nice touch. Now, or you can send an email out and say, hey, I need a quote. Can you give it back? But I guarantee you, if you call and leave a message for somebody and you leave them, you send them an email, they're going to take their time to send you your quote back. You know how I got my quote from Les Brown? I rolled up on him when we were at an event one time at the Greenbelt Marriott. I waited till the line died down. I went and had me a drink. I had something to eat. I waited till the line died down. Now he asked me, he said, Kevin, hey, Kevin, what's going on? What can I do for you? I said, hey, Les, listen, man, you got a line. I understand. People want your time. I'm going to be right over here. Watch this. I waited out in the atrium, and I had him in sight the whole time, so I knew he wouldn't leave. And I walked over to him after the last person, after he signed the book and took some pictures. I said, he said, hey, Kevin, what can I do for you? I said, hey, Les, man, listen, it's not going to take long. All I need is a quote. And that's when he said, you got a pen? I said, yep, I'm ready. Watch this. Okay, go ahead, Les, I'm writing. Kevin T. Robertson, Kevin T. Robertson is a professional speaker who provides insight and methods to move you to immediate action. Why do I memorized this shit as soon as he told it to me? So that's how you can get your quote. Roll up on them. Corona, no Corona. I don't want to hear your excuses. Get a Skype meeting with them. Call them up on the phone. Any high profile testimonials that you can get, I suggest you reel them in immediately. If you don't, just go back over your work history, and 20 people should be able to speak highly of you. If 20 people can't speak highly of you, I'm not talking about your friends or family, then you suck. Your personality's horrible. You need to retire immediately. Now, let's move on. Testimonials. Conference coordinators love testimonials. You can't have enough. If you wanted to put 3 pages of testimonials in there, I wouldn't even be mad at you, and nor would the conference coordinator. Person after person after person talking about how much value that you deliver. That's what gets you the money, is results. Okay, now let's go to the next thing. Taking you to school, classes in session. Professional photos set on a nice white background, chest up photos, headshots, at least 5. With or without a microphone is your choice. If you're a speaker and I'm a conference coordinator, maybe a good idea to put the microphone in your hand. Damn it, I don't know. I want to be able to listen. I want to be able to see that you're speaking. Lavalier microphone, clip it on your blouse or your lapel or your tie, okay? A wireless wrap around the earpiece microphone that comes like that, has a little tube right there, or you can do the handheld. If I were you, I'd be trying to do all 3. These microphones don't cost that much. You just use them for a prop, and then you can do a photo shoot. Now, for those of you who have photography equipment, like I do in my studio, right? And then you can just I can pull up 5, 6, 7, 8 backgrounds if I want to right now to do a photo shoot. You can always buy them. They're not that expensive. Or you can go and you can get a photographer to do it for you. Take about 3 or 4 outfits, I'd say at least 5, and just switch the looks up. And then get your photos, set it on a white background. Why do I say white background? Because you can easily cut that out and superimpose it, and you can use that for other graphics and things of that nature. That's why I tell you on a white background. You can take photo shoots, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just suggesting the things that look the cleanest and that look very, very professional. Now, also photos of you working, speaking, or interacting in a professional environment. Don't overthink it, just submit what you have. In other words, if you ask some people, networking pictures would look great in your speaker info kit. Listen, I remember one of my mentors, he was talking about his book with Hillary Clinton. Well, his boy just took a picture of him talking to Hillary Clinton, and he happened to have his book in his hand. So he put on there that I'm talking about my book with Hillary Clinton, and he was. So he turned a photo op into something he could use in his marketing materials. All of this stuff works. You got to know marketing is me making you believe what I want you to believe. But when the truth is behind it, it's absolutely powerful. And stick to as close to that as you possibly can. So if you have pictures at the Christmas party, if you have pictures of you at a networking event, if you have pictures of you speaking in church, at a community event, whatever it is, use those pictures as well. Or take new pictures. And don't tell me you can't take any pictures. I don't want to hear it. You got your phone. Now, any press or media coverage that you have. A lot of my higher profile clients, I mean, this is easy for them because they're always in the news. They have links and they have video. They have all kinds of stuff out there. You can put the press or media coverage that you have. You're a frequent guest on blogs, television, radio, podcasts, online print magazines, newspapers, all of this stuff. All of it goes in there. You also want to develop a nice logo. Let me tell you something. My students are sending me logos and I love them. I could tell that the logo represents what you're doing. A good graphic designer will give you a nice, clean logo. It shouldn't be all convoluted with a bunch of extra graphics and shiny objects flying around. It just needs to be real clean. Just show me the words. Show me your initials. Show me something. Everything I'm doing is going to have a microphone in it. Any logo I design, it's got to have a microphone because I absolutely am a microphone fiend. And this is what I do. It's what I've been doing. And that's what I've always incorporated into my life is a microphone. I've been performing since I've been 5 years old, and I'm going to be performing all the way to the end, and I'm going to live forever. All right. Now, you need a logo. What does the logo represent? Your brand, your personality. It represents your vibe. It's telling the world, this is who I am. And you better design it right out the box because you're going to start to get millions and millions of branding impressions, and everybody's going to see the logo. So please make sure that whatever it is you start out with, that you try to stick to it. You don't see Google changing up their logo. You don't see McDonald's changing up their logo. Excuse me. You don't see Nike changing up their logo. Why? People recognize me and who I am. Why would I want to do that? Whether or not they know your face or not, when you say speaker focus, the first thing you think about is Auston Troyer and Kevin T. Robertson, co-founders, 50-50 partners. No one's better than the other. Bro, we had to go in and get it, and we did it. And Auston designed that logo right there. Auston Troyer designed that logo. Nice and simple. He didn't get fancy with it. He said, bro, I need our logo to look clean like Google. I said, do it. He sent me back over the logo. I was like, I love it. I didn't even think about it because everything I've ever done with him is just organic and it flows. I didn't want to go back and forth with creative differences. Who cares who designed the logo? Oh, by the way, if you don't have a tight partnership like me and Auston, where you don't have to watch your back, I recommend that you get a release when the graphic designer creates your logo. You get a release because that is your intellectual and creative property. I would hate for you to get out here and start blowing up and you start creating merch like me and Auston, Speaker Focus shirts coming very soon. I would hate for you to start blowing up your merch and somebody starts coming back and hitting you with some type of legal piece of documentation talking about I'm the one who designed it. Okay, I don't give a damn if you designed it or not. It's my company logo. So get a release from the graphic designer who designed your logo so you don't have any problems. This is why we have Ward White on our team, so we don't have to deal with any of that stuff. And by the way, I'm going to have Ward come on our platform one Monday and teach a legal training so you can protect all of your intellectual and creative properties. We're going to talk about transitioning off your job. Please do not create anything while you're on your job and tell your job about it because your work for hire agreement may say that they own it. We're going to talk to Ward about that later down the line so we can clarify all of that. Now, next thing is your company name, LLC, if you have one. You should have one. The best entity for you to operate out under is probably an LLC, but you have to check with somebody who you trust so it works for what you're trying to do. Perhaps some of you have a nonprofit. There's nothing wrong with being a nonprofit entity. Some people have for-profit entities, nonprofits. Some people are incorporated for different tax purposes. You have to get the right counsel to do that. But typically an LLC is all you need to give you the right shell protection so you're not directly sued in case anything goes wrong. All right, now, web address. Web address, you definitely need to have a web address. A lot of you have not secured your domain name yet. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Go to Google Domains right now and put in your name, no spaces. Don't put the .com on the end. I talk to new prospects every single day. They have very unique names. And anytime I hear a name that I've never heard before, obviously, branding wise, I get excited. Marketing wise, I'm like, have you reserved your domain name? And they're like, no, I haven't. I said, bro, you need to go and reserve your domain name right now because I would hate for somebody else to take your name. Now, if you have not reserved your domain name or you have a very popular name like, let's say, Thomas Johnson, and perhaps you want to do thomasjohnsonspeaks.com or thomasspeaks.com or tjspeaks.com or something like that, just giving you ideas, but you got to lock down the branding So you got to have that in part of the checklist on your speaker info kit, because you're going to have the header and the footer. It's all going to look the same, and all your contact information needs to be at the bottom. The next is your signature email address. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking right now, and I don't want to hear you. I just need you to shut up right now. If you're talking about utilizing a Gmail, anything other than your signature email address, you are wasting branding impressions. Let me say it again. Yeah, I got an alternative Gmail address. So does Austin. So does a whole bunch of people I know. But when I'm sending out stuff from Speaker Focus or Kevin T. Robertson, I'm creating branding impressions for me, not Google, not Gmail. If I'm not mistaken, they're sitting on billions of dollars. I'm trying to get there. Going to get there. So utilize your own email address, please. And then the company address info. Because I'm on stalker number, what is it now, Austin, number 14? We've had to put peaceable restraining orders on 2 of them. Now you're talking about 12 that just been online. I have at least over 100 plus something people blocked on my Facebook and every other social media platform. So if you think that you're going to use your home address for your business, you are absolutely mistaken. You can go to Regis, you can go to WeWorks, you can get the basic business package, where you're going to accept mail and you're going to get a suite number. No PO boxes, no nothing. So the IRS needs to know that as well. You need a business address. Put the business address right down there on your sales tools, and then also a company telephone number. It doesn't matter to me if you use your cell phone. If you're comfortable with people calling your cell phone, fine. If you want an alternative number, use that. And then any books that you've written or going to write, plan on writing, that needs to go in there as well. Now, we'll come back to the website checklist. Let me jump back in here, and let me stop the screen share for a second. And let me go back to my presentation. And we are on okay, we went over the speaker info kit checklist. Excuse me. So remember that everything that I just went over with you and I broke it down in detail, you are going to need to have. Wait a minute. I apologize. Wait a minute. I apologize. I got to do the share screen again. I went back to the slide and I didn't share my screen. I apologize. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, remember what we talked about. If you have, before your speaker info kit can look like this, before your speaker info kit can look like this, you need to go over the checklist for the speaker info kit. That is where you're going to get every single thing that's inside of this document. My speaker info kit is about 16 pages long. Yours could be a little bit shorter or longer, possibly. So everything that I just went over with you goes inside the speaker info kit. Now, let's go over the website checklist, because we need to know about that one as well. Now, the website checklist for all of the social proof that you're going to need is just as important as the speaker info kit checklist. Now, I know we have a template, and Austin's going to go over some marketing strategies with you a little bit later when we get to module 5. But right now, you need to understand about your website checklist. There are some things that you need to go over. So the social proof, remember, the things that the conference coordinator needs to see is the website, the speaker info kit, and the speaker video demo. So let's just go over the checklist so that you understand exactly what needs to be inside of it. Let's go over the checklist, which is right here, the website design checklist. Let's go over this. So first of all, you need obviously a domain login. If you have someone that is managing your website for you, then you need to get them this information. The template that Austin has through Webflow, he's going to go over that. A training is put together for you to teach you how to work that as well. So you go over the training in the future, and that will give you the steps necessary. If you do not have a website, we have one that comes on the platform. We give it to you for free. It's a highly converting template. It's super clean and it's really, really simple, all set up, by the way, to do business with the conference coordinator. So if you have an existing website, you need to do a remix on it. Send me your website if you have one. Let me tell you, you got to strip all of that off, add this, take that away, put this. And I don't have a problem with your template if it's clean. We just have one for the people that don't have a website template. So you can do something that you can get it up relatively quick within a few hours. Now, you're going to need a username, password, a PIN, and remember the company signature email address, company telephone number goes on a website, any type of company slogan or tagline that you're going to use. Again, you want to keep it real simple. You need a bio on there. You need to explain what you do. How does it benefit the target buyer? If you add some value in a very simplistic manner, you have all your signature programs on there. Obviously, you need testimonials and you need some pictures on your website. See, that's really, really simple. Okay, now there are also 10 smart diagnostic questions that you should ask yourself when you're putting together a website. Anytime you're creating content, this will help you with your target buyer. Now, many of you have different niches, and this is why I wanted to go over this with you. These are the 10 smart diagnostic questions. So what keeps them awake at night? Indigestion, boiling up their esophagus, eyes opening, staring at the ceiling. What's keeping your target buyer up at night? Let's see, okay, our target buyer, if we're a professional speaker, is a conference coordinator, meeting, and event planner. So that means that some of the things that keep them up at night is how to manage events through COVID-19. That's a big strain and stress on conference coordinators. So therefore, they're looking for speakers to partner with them to give them solutions to help them help mitigate, or I should say help manage things and mitigate the risk moving forward with COVID-19. So if you give them strategies and tips and tools and you help them plan the event, you now all of a sudden become someone who has additional value. Now think about, what are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? Are they afraid of their numbers being low? They're afraid of them not having a conference this year. They're afraid of their dates getting pushed back. Conference coordinators afraid of bringing in a speaker who's going to make them look bad. Or they got real concerns. And when you answer these questions make it possible for you to now understand the information that you should have on your website and have it all set up. Remember, 2 things you're supposed to be doing. Number 1, make it easy for the target buyer to work with you. And then teach them how to give you money. That's what you're doing with all this information right here. And when you go through the process, when I tell you it's a beautiful thing, when it starts working, you're going to be like, oh, damn, I see what KTR was talking about now. That's why he was on my ass so hard to get all of these checklists and these bullets finished and these damn signature programs are all this. Yes, I'm telling you to do it, because when the conference coordinator is looking at a thing of beauty, it makes it easier for them to book you to speak. Now, what are they angry about and who are they angry at? So these conference coordinators have real concerns. Who are they angry at? Ask yourself the question. Are they angry at the government because they don't understand what's going on with COVID-19? Are they angry at somebody that's messing up their money? There's a whole lot of people upset right now because their money's messed up. There's a whole lot of frustration going on. So your job is to help them help you. So what are they angry about? Who are they angry at? You got to figure it out. Oh, mind you, a great way to get this information is to start interviewing conference coordinators. Everybody on your LinkedIn list, when you have LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you should be reaching out to every single conference coordinator that's in your niche, and you will start, you need to start interviewing them right there on the Zoom. Get Zoom and don't worry about your background or anything. Just start interviewing people. Just start doing it. And now you're going to get a lot of the answers to these questions I'm asking you right now. What are their top 3 daily frustrations? I mean, conference coordinators go through it. They get 20 motivational speakers every day begging for speaking engagements. They're tired of that. They're frustrated about that. They're frustrated about budget, about travel, about logistics, working with on-site vendors. They got venue issues, all kinds of stuff. Excuse me. What trends are occurring and will occur in their business and lives? Well, technology seems to affect a lot of conference coordinators. They don't know how to bridge the gap between the millennials and the baby boomers and the Generation X's and the, they don't know how to integrate all of that in. Do I tweet? Do I send out tweets live? Can we post on our social media live when we're doing all of this stuff? You know, the technology is becoming a bigger part of all these conferences. And if you've attended conferences, not just tech conferences, if you've attended conferences all the way across the board, these conference coordinators they're in the top 5 when it comes to stress. And you need to understand how to service them. And the diagnostic questions are going to help you deliver the content on your website that they're looking for to make it easy for them to book you to speak. That's the best way to describe it. You want to make yourself attractive for the conference coordinator, and this is how you do it. You got to find out what their pain is. I'm telling you, you got to find out what them thorns in the sides are, and you got to find out what's occurring and what's going on in their lives. You got to have your pulse on what's going on with the conference coordinator, ladies and gentlemen, like Kevin T. Robertson. I've talked to thousands of them. I know exactly how they think. I know where they hang out. I know who they hang out with. I know what they want to spend, what they don't want to spend, who they're talking to when you suck, when they look at your website and say, oh my God, this is exactly what we're looking for. I've had conversations with plenty of them. You know how many speaking performances that I've looked at because I'm a student of the game that I've seen from other speakers? I mean, I'm at the same conference with some of the biggest speakers in the world. I'm at the same conference. So I sit down. Sometimes we're in adjoining conference rooms. They're speaking in this ballroom. I'm speaking in this ballroom. Sometimes I finish speaking before and I'll go in their ballroom and listen to what they're speaking to. Because I want to learn. I want to learn what they did. Are they delivering value to the conference coordinator? I'm looking at the conference coordinator. I'm looking at the conference coordinator. If I got other speakers on the same program as me, I'm looking at the conference coordinator to see if she's rolling her eyes up in the top of her head or if she is sitting on the edge of her seat and she can't. Oh my God, I'm so glad I booked these 7 speakers today. Sometimes the conference coordinator needs to book anywhere over 30 to 50 speakers for one conference. We do over 5,200 meetings in our business every single day. There's plenty of money and room to go around. This is a multi-billion-dollar machine. Now, let's go to the next question. What do they secretly desire the most? What do they secretly desire the most? Well, if I'm a conference coordinator, perhaps I'm interested in hiring a speaker who's going to knock my socks off, who is going to blow them out the water, going to make me look good in front of my constituency, in front of my fellow members, board members, team members, chair members, meeting planners, conference coordinators. This is what they want. So you got to, if you start talking to them, you're going to find out what they secretly desire the most. They want value. They don't want hype. How many times do I need to tell you, if your signature programs don't deliver value, you're in trouble. Now, is there a built-in bias to the way they make decisions? Examples, engineers, exceptionally analytical. Is there a built-in bias to the way conference coordinators make decisions? You better believe it. Sometimes, watch this, sometimes the conference coordinator, they get locked into trying to book the same speakers all the time. Well, guess what? The best speakers in the game, they are often booked out 2 or 3 years in advance. It's nothing out of the normal. My schedule used to be filled out. My calendar used to be booked out 1.5 years, pushing 2 years in advance, getting all my deposit money 1.5 years in advance, almost 2 years in advance. It's a good feeling when you're wanted, when you're a good commodity that people want to hire. So one of the things that's a built-in bias is that these speakers love, I mean, these conference coordinators, they love to go to the thing they know the most. Like they don't like, sometimes they don't like trying anything new. So they're looking for a certain thing. See, this is why I tell you that leadership is the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide. So see, all of them are looking to book a leadership speaker. So if you come in with some kind of over-the-top topic that they're not really feeling, they're really looking to book a leadership speaker. Then they're going to start looking at, okay, what's the niche? What's the niche that I'm speaking in? So yeah, they have built-in biases because Sometimes they want to go with a training company to come in. Like I know the NFL, they like using Disney training, Connect training. These are training institutions that's been around for years, and they have a bias. They don't like going outside, even though Pittsburgh Steelers, Heinz Field, the NFL is one of my past clients. They don't like going outside. So I had to do lyrical acrobatic stunts and backflips to get that booking at Heinz Field. Thankfully, somebody in the Three Rivers area, right, of Pittsburgh, they saw me perform in the area and they took it back to their organization. But it took me 3 years to get that gig. It took me 3 years to wear their asses down to work on them before they would bring me in to speak. And the rest is history. I'm the only speaker in the history of the 80+ year of the Pittsburgh Steelers NFL Heinz Field to do a training inside the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room. You're looking at them right now. And I worked hard. I did not give up. So it's because I did so many needs assessments with them. I called them up every single time they were ready to start having their July game day staff training. I was communicating with them the whole time. I had them on my list, had them on my email list. I was calling them up. I mean, I earned that gig. Find out what they're talking about in secret. You got to start surrounding yourself with the people who are going to make you money. See, if you're in business, you know what I also learned? You got to also if you're going to be in business and you're going to do real estate and things of this nature, you got to be in good with everybody that lends money. All I used to hang out with was loan officers, hard money lenders, private investors. I've been getting money from investors since I've been 22 years old. I know how to do that. I know how to present the deal to an investor where they will want to do business with you. So think about that. If I'm trying to get my real estate deals funded or anything else I need funded, I need to stay as close to those people as possible because they believe in me. Wouldn't it be a good idea if you want to book speaking engagements that you don't need any other friends except for conference coordinators? All you need is to hang with his meeting planners. But are you talking to them every day? Are you trying to interview them right now when everybody wants to be interviewed through Zoom? Are you trying to interview anybody right now? Or are you overthinking it, worrying about how it's going to look? Do they have their own language? You damn right conference coordinators have their own language. And your signature programs, you should be speaking to them in a language that they understand. A motivational speaker talks too much. They talk to the conference coordinator in the wrong language. They talk too fast. They're unprofessional. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have any signature programs. They're a jack of all trades, master of none. They're bloviators, jack wagons of the first order. And the conference coordinator despises motivational speakers. They don't want hype. They want help. You hear what I just said? They don't like you, but they love professional speakers. They love specialists, subject matter experts, leading authorities, and trusted advisors. You know why? Because I know how to speak their language. Because I'm going to give their audience key takeaway strategies. I'm going to help their audience achieve desired outcomes and help them achieve their learning objectives. Who do you think is going to win the role as the leading man? The jackwagon who pisses everybody off and talking loud and saying nothing? Or the very, very dashing and handsome professional speaker who is the specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, and trusted advisor? Who do you think is going to get the role? And who do you think is going to get the booking? Who? 2 and 2 in my book always equal 4. It's not 7, 9, 8, or any other shit that you can come up with. And the conference coordinator has a language that they clearly hear. Are you speaking that language? It ain't no gray area. It's a yes or it's a no. We teach you how to speak the language in module number 1. Now, also, who else is selling something similar to what you're selling and how? And this is the reason why you need to create some market differentiation. This is the reason why you need to be a brand and a logo and a personality and a persona and you need to be that, because then you don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. But you need to understand who is in your space. See, all you got to do is just go and look about the top 25 to 50 leadership speakers that's in your industry. And then you're going to start seeing where the holes are in everybody's game. Everybody does something exceptionally well. Then you're going to start seeing after a while, everybody's going to start looking the same. So you're going to say, okay, how do I fit in? It's your personality. It's the way you look, the way you dress, the verbiage that you use, the leadership programs, your style, your articulation, your ideology, your approach. It's called market differentiation. But you need to understand all the competition that you have in your space, because you don't want to be selling the same thing they're selling. I'm telling you right now, that creates way too much drama and too much friction going on. You need to be in a position where you have something different to offer the market and you know what it is, right? That gets you booked even faster. You ain't got to worry about nobody being like you. Just do the best job you can at being yourself. That authenticity reigns supreme. Now, who else has tried to sell them something similar, and how has that effort failed? Well, there's a whole lot of speakers. Let me share this with you. There is a whole lot of speakers that think that they are selling the same thing. It's a whole lot of speakers that are very talented. There's a whole lot of speakers there's a whole lot of leadership speakers. It is. But I tell you this, if you're quoting every other speaker in the marketplace, you're going to start sounding like everybody else. See, I can tell when somebody has taken the Les Brown Speaking Academy, especially if they're a male, because they try to do that laugh just like Les does. And sometimes when Les does it, okay, it's fake sometimes. So if they're trying to duplicate what he's doing, what do you think it's going to be? I'm telling you to be the best version of you that you can be. And I used to do that a lot. I used to chase behind all these speakers when I didn't have a brand. I didn't have an identity. I mean, I know who I was as a person, but I'm talking about a brand. See, this is how you stand out in the marketplace. You got to have the right sales tools. Ladies and gentlemen, I went over the speaker info kit checklist. I just went over the website checklist. Now let's move on to the next thing. Now it's going to be your speaker video demo. I played you my speaker video demo last week. If you want to see that or you want to go to the YouTube channel, you can look at it. But excuse me, you need to practice your ass off. And that means your speaker video demo should be about 3 to 5 minutes. You can do it right from your phone, a talking headshot. Complete your speaker video demo if you want to get on the fast track. You want to go fast? Complete your speaker info kit. Also complete the speaker video demo, and also complete the website. Remember, now in module 2, excuse me. In module 2, I want you to think about this real quick. There's a checklist I want to go over with you for module 2. Something else you're going to need to know about module 2. You have to choose the right niche, whether or not that's sports and entertainment, whether or not that's law. If you pick one niche and drill down and then start going wild, you can dominate that niche. Select the right target market. Remember, in module number 2, we talked to you about picking the right niche and really drilling down, and also selecting from the youth market, speaking to kids, the faith-based market, speaking to churches, the government contracting market, the college market, the corporate, and also the association market. Checklist in module 2, finish the sales tools. I just went over them with you. Website, speaker info kit, speaker video demo, and also complete sales cycle training. Do you know how to talk to the target buyer? I'm going to do a complete training. It's already in there in module number 2, from contact to close. It walks you through every single step, but I'm going to do a masterclass where I'm going to have one of my students on the Zoom with me, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process like you should be talking to the target buyer. Now, when you know how to do that, now you're ready to start connecting with the target buyer, because you're not flopping around in broke, begging, or desperation mode, and you sound really, really articulate, and you're in control of the sales cycle. The last thing you want to do in module 2 is set up your automation and your sales funnel, and you want to be able to manage a database. And Austin has put together a training for that, which we're going to go over in a minute and give you some tips about how to do that. Now, the 7 marketing vehicles, that's also located in module 2. So you want to pick one of these marketing vehicles that is going to fit your budget. You can either do digital marketing, which does take a considerable budget. That gives you the highest amount of leverage. You want to do live performances. Now that's either through Zoom or either through on-site presentations. The best way to book a speaking engagement is to be seen at a speaking engagement. Make no mistake about it. When they check out your presentation style, if you want it and they need it, they're going to buy it. You're going to give it to them. Now, email marketing is an excellent amount of leverage. The fastest way to still get a message to people is still through a text and an email. Email is the most professional mode of delivery. And if you don't have a list, Austin always says it, your email list is an asset and you can leverage that asset. So that's another marketing vehicle. The direct mail is another one. Now you may want to just do a small direct mail campaign. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still effective. Conference coordinators still like getting things through the mail, a letter or something like that. You can do that if your budget isn't huge. You can send out 100, or 200 direct mail pieces. I break down in finite detail in module number 2 what you can do to get a direct mail campaign. I break down all the steps to be able to do it. Referrals. When you have superior customer service and you over deliver, you don't have to worry about referrals because people are going to be talking about you all the time. We get a lot of referrals for our coaching program every single month. Block bookings, you get a good amount of leverage with block bookings. When you learn how to manage the sales cycle, you can call ahead and say, hey, listen, you can promote this as a leadership tour and you can let the conference coordinator know, hey, listen, I have an engagement in your area, April 2021 from April the 7th through April the 10th. Would you be interested in adding a date onto this tour? You may call 10 companies. 7 of them say no, 3 say yes. That's adding an additional $5,000 to $10,000 onto your revenue that you were not going to get, but you were smart enough to be able to call ahead. That's block bookings. And then cold calling doesn't give you any leverage at all. I would not recommend it. However, I still teach you a killer script for cold calling because eventually you're going to have to get on the phone with the conference coordinator. Eventually you got to get on the phone to close them, even if you used another marketing vehicle to give you a lot of inbound calls for them to get on the phone with you. So, but cold calling backs you up on your heels and it doesn't give you any leverage because now you're calling them. So you got to be really, really good. But I teach you the script of exactly what to say to get good. If you don't have any money, there's no excuse. You can still get on the phone and cold call. It works. That's how I started building my business many years ago. You can really learn a lot about getting on the phone with people. You're going to learn what they like, what they don't like. You're going to learn how to manage these things. And again, there's a sales script to teach you how to go through the cold calling. Now, let's move forward. Let's move to the next slide. Now, that will be setting up your speaker business. So that means that I'm going to run through this really quickly because I want to get to my boy Auston Troyer, and I want to get to some questions at the very end. So understand that the conference coordinator does not want to do business with your social security number. They want to do business with your business. So with that being said, you should make sure that when you're setting up your speaker business, that you have all of your, you can go to irs.gov right now. You can download the SS4 form and you can get your tax ID or your EIN or your TIN, whatever you want to call it. And you can literally say, hey, click the button to say, I want my PDF for my tax identification number right now. And at the end of the process, you can download that and you will have your document immediately. It doesn't even take 10 minutes to fill the form out. The next thing, you want to go to your division of revenue. That's typically your local Secretary of State. You want to make sure that you're in compliance and in good standing. Make sure that you register the business. So you are running a legitimate business entity. And then you want to take your articles of organization down to the bank. You want to take it down to the bank and you want to open up your bank account. You probably can do that with like $100. It's not expensive at all. And then you want to go through the process of setting up a payment processor so you can facilitate credit and debit card transactions. We use the most secure one in the marketplace, which is Stripe. They have loss protection, fraud protection. They have chargeback protection, all of that kind of stuff, so that you are protecting your revenue. Now, that's all you have to do in module number 3. For those of you who want to go fast, Oh, by the way, it takes you 10 minutes to get your tax ID from the IRS.gov website. To go to your local Secretary of State, you can go online to do that. It doesn't even take you half an hour to finish that process. To go down to the bank, you may spend an hour down there for them to open up your account, show your ID, take your articles of organization. Now, your Stripe account, if you don't set your business up, because the first thing Stripe is going to ask you for is a tax identification number. And they don't play that, oh, I'm using my social security number stuff. No. If you got a business, it needs to be verified. And they're going to link your IRS Gov information right into their system. And if it doesn't match your property, they will not approve your account. If it does, you get your account open up and then boom, now you're ready to do business. You want to go fast? Let's go fast. But you still got a lot of work to do and you still owe me homework assignments. Because if you're not doing any of this, if you're not doing any of it, then I don't know what the hell you're doing. Only got 6 more slides. Now, let's get to the next thing, which is going to be module number 4, which is content management and multimedia production. Now that just means in this module, watch this, you can literally get this stuff done in 1 day. That's setting up all your social media. It's learning how to post on your social media. I'll be doing a masterclass coming up in the future about that as well. Also, copywriting skills is your best skill. Remember, not speaking. You want to be able to manage the 4 categories: pictures, photos, copywriting, video, and infographics. Look at yourself as a multimedia conglomerate. That's who you really are. Your job is to push out as much content every single day about your speaker topics. If you're not doing that, again, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your time. That's what you're going to do in module 4. If you don't have the social media set up, TikTok, Snapchat, any of these platforms, if you don't have these things set up, then you need to get it set up. And that's what this is all about. It's all about being able to set up all of your social media. Now that means you need to set it up because you need branding impressions. You need to create some engagement, some interaction. You know, don't worry about numbers right off the break. Your numbers will grow organically. There's other things you can do to boost numbers. There'll be more master classes coming later down the line. But to get it set up with the basics, you just need to create some short form and long form posts. And then you definitely want to get, out of all these, I'm gonna tell you right now, you need the Facebook, you need Instagram, you need YouTube. You can have a TikTok, which is for the younger people that's coming up. You know, TikTok, you know, get on the platform, play around with it for a while. You definitely need a LinkedIn because it's super professional. You need a Snapchat is probably going to be, you know, the last resort, but that's for the younger cast as well. But younger people are, if you want to do something for them, let's say if you're in the youth market, you might want to get on TikTok and Snapchat right off the break because you can connect with them with your youth program, right? So, you know, if you care to send out tweets and all of these things, you got Facebook Messenger and all of this stuff. So I'm just telling you that these are just things, your social media, if you don't have it set up, then you have to sit there and create an account. I mean, we got a lot of our old school clients, they don't have any of this stuff set up. They're lucky if they got a Facebook account. Now that means they got to go set up an Instagram. All of the headers, a nice picture is going to be available for you to move forward and set all of these things up. Again, you want to go fast, we can go fast. Now, that means you have to go through and set up every one of your social media accounts. You literally can do that in 1 day. If you're serious about moving forward, you can do all of these things in 1 day. Let me do a quick recap. Module number 1, get your signature programs completed, all right? And then complete your bio. Go over the art and science behind delivering the message. Make sure you go through and practice. Get your speaker info kit done. It's a checklist in there I went over with you. Get your website done. There's a checklist. Get your speaker video demo done. You can do that right from your phone if you don't have any live video footage. Go over one of the marketing vehicles. Go over your checklist in module number 2. Pick the right niche. Get your sales tools wrapped up. Automate the speaker business. Now set up the speaker business properly. Remember, the conference coordinator doesn't want to do business with your social security number. They're used to doing business with outside contractors. Now, also, content management is very important. Look at yourself like a multimedia conglomerate. You should be producing content about your signature programs every single day. You want to go fast? Let's go fast. Ha ha! Oh, I know that guy. Who's the strapping young lad right there? I think it's Auston Troyer. Troyer. Module number 5 is my digital marketing guy is better than yours, featuring Auston Troyer. So I'm gonna have Auston, however he'd like right now, to just go over with you the things that are in module 5, and then he could point you to the video that he just finished. So Auston, help them understand how we're gonna help them learn about paid traffic and getting out of old school thinking and developing leverage and breaking their fears of technophobia. The floor is yours, brother.
Cool. Thanks, Kev. So what I'll do is just hop right into the Speaker Focus platform. And for you guys that are having troubles logging in, all you do is go to speakerfocus.com, go to the top left here, just press sign in. And that'll take you right into the platform after you log in. Now, so these are all the video modules here. I'm just going to press resume. It'll take me right to week 5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just actually let me go through a high level overview. So we have 4 different courses inside of week 5. We have Speaker Growth Engine, Building the Conversion Infrastructure, Free Distribution, and Paid Distribution. So the first one, titled the Speaker Growth Engine. So what we do in this is essentially just go through a high level overview of everything we're going to cover in week 5. Talk about some guiding principles of digital marketing and going to the market. So everything up until week 5 needs to be done. All the action items that Kevin mentioned, they're really important, and you can't just jump right into the market. You can't just start running Facebook ads. You can't just start using our LinkedIn and Instagram outreach strategies until you've completed and really mastered everything in week 1 through 4, because none of this other stuff will work as well. So and then we introduce the Speaker Growth Engine, and then we show you the exact math that it takes to get to 100K a year in speaking revenue with a really powerful tracking sheet where you can measure all these things. So for this first week here, what you want to do, we have in the resources section, we have a couple images, some PDFs for you to print out and put on your wall, just to keep the most important things top of mind. So the first thing we have in the resources section is the only 3 things that matter. So once you're ready to go to the market, really the only things you should be doing every single day to get to 100K a year in speaking revenue is improving your speaking programs, generating sales calls with conference coordinators. And we show you how to generate those calls in week 5 through paid and free distribution strategies. And finally, closing the speaking gigs. So you're going to be tempted to do everything other than those things, and just keep it really simple and cut out all the fluff, cut out all the distractions, and just execute on these 3 things. And that's the most important thing you can do. Now, the speaker growth model, we'll open up the Speaker Growth Engine. So I do, in this first course here, just go into the video, I do a comprehensive breakdown of what this Speaker Growth Engine is. But essentially, this is the engine that grows our speaking business massively over time. And we need to make sure that we're executing on all of these different levers and measuring how each of these steps compounds over time. And I show you how to do that in that module. So make sure you go in there and watch that. So essentially, so this is the high level overview of what the growth engine is, the Speaker Growth Engine. But then we also have a spreadsheet to track all these numbers. It's a quantitative way to look at your growth over time. And so in the first tab here, we have projections. So this is just what it looks like to actually grow a speaking business to 100K plus a year in speaking revenue. And this is very feasible as long as you are consistent with your growth over time. And what's really cool is we have this growth rate that we want you to aim for. And as long as you're hitting this growth rate, you're going to see compounding growth, which is what we want. We don't want linear growth. We want this compounding growth over time. So you notice, months 1 through, 10, it's more of a linear path. But once you start to consistently hit that growth rate over time, you're going to see massive revenue in your speaking business, as long as you're following the steps and doing the actions. Now, in this other tab we have, so this is projections, this is actuals. So we have months 1 through 12. You're going to go in here and mark how much cash did you collect after month 1 of executing all of the strategies. Once you went to market, how much cash did you collect after the first month? And then how many speaking gigs was that? So remember, we want to be collecting at least $5,000 for a speaking gig. So you want to just go in here and track. So for example, month 1, we collected $5,000. Let's say we closed 1 speaking gig. Month 2, we had $10,000 in cash collected, which is just, that's an additional 5,000 we added. So that is a growth rate of 100%. That is great that we're hitting that 25% mark. So we're on track, and we should, as long as we keep hitting that, we're going to see the compounding growth. So that's essentially, and then this chart here will track, it'll show you a visual of your speaking business revenue. So that's what course 1 is about. That's mostly about the high levels of the program and giving you a way to just understand how this all fits together and actual revenue. Now, if we hit next, we'll go to the next one here. This next video is all about building out the conversion infrastructure. And when I say conversion infrastructure, what I mean is when people are checking out your content, when people are visiting your speaking website, where they need to be persuaded to actually get on a call with you. And this video and this lesson in course is all about building out the website, building out the marketing automation, launching, getting your sales pipeline up, and making sure all this connects together. And this is where you're going to find the instructions for setting up your website. In this video, I actually go in depth and show you step by step on how to import our high converting website template, and how to adjust it for your business, how to connect your domain, and how to set everything up. So if we look at the core components here, if we look at what we cover in this, we go over the core components of your conversion infrastructure. We go over launching your website, setting up marketing automation, and then managing your speaking deals. Now, the action items for this week, we need to launch your website. So it should not take you that long, since we've done all the heavy lifting for you, all the hard work. You're just one-click importing it into your account and customizing it to your brand, and adding all your information in there. So it shouldn't take long. Next, you want to make sure all your marketing automation is connected. We recommend Active Campaign. And I actually, in this week, I give you the Active Campaign automation that we've tested and iterated over time. So you don't have to fiddle around and figure out what automation is going to work for your speaking business and what emails are going to work. We just give you that, and you just go in there, one-click import it, and adjust it to your speaking business. And what we actually have here is instructions showing you how to do that. And I go over these instructions in the video. And then finally, you need to set up your sales pipeline. So we recommend Pipedrive, and I go over that in this video, but essentially you want to set up 4 different stages in your pipeline, your sales pipeline. And I show you how to actually manage that pipeline. And what a pipeline really is it's essentially when new people become interested, new conference coordinators and meeting planners reach out to you through your Facebook ads or through your content or your website. They're gonna enter this pipeline, and then I'm gonna show you how to actually keep all these deals organized so that you can have a high converting sales funnel. Next, we go over free distribution. So what I mean by free distribution. So in the previous week, what we did, or the previous video, what we did was set up all of this, the website. We set up all of your conversion infrastructure, and now we're ready to start driving traffic. We're ready to start distributing all of the stuff that you set up. And so that's what all this week's about, is what are the most effective free distribution strategies that you can reach meeting planners and conference coordinators with your speaking niche. And I show you in detail, step by step, how to actually reach out to conference coordinators, how to find them, and what you should be sending them, because you got to be, there's very specific strategies you need to take to reach people. You can't just go on LinkedIn and start messaging people saying, hey, I'm a speaker, here are my services. You want to hop on a call with me? Like that doesn't work. And people have blinders to that. They're just going to completely shut you out, and you're going to waste a lot of time doing that way. We show you what is tried and true with what we've done, and what we've seen other highly successful speakers and other businesses do on LinkedIn, how to execute that strategy and how to use that to actually book high paying gigs. Next, we go over social media content. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be posting every day, and how the actual social media content fits in alignment with your growth engine, your growth model, how the branding impressions and how the sales pipeline is going to get filled from the content that you're creating, and how you're going to keep the top of mind awareness, and some examples of some really high quality posts that you can do on each of the platforms. And then finally, email campaigns. I'm going to show you exactly how active campaign gets all set up, and how to do your first email blast to your list once you start generating a list. And so the action items for this week: LinkedIn outreach pipeline. So in Pipedrive, this is where we're gonna manage our LinkedIn outreach new deals that are being generated and people we're reaching out to. So I show you how to create a new pipeline in your Pipedrive account for that, and that is really important. You need to make sure you do that before you start reaching out to anybody. Otherwise, it's just going to be unorganized and inefficient. So optimizing social profiles. Before you move on to the next video, you need to make sure you have all of your social media profiles fully complete on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever platforms you're using and that are going to fit your demographic best. Make sure you are fully optimized on all those profiles. And I show you exactly what you should be putting in the bio sections and what you should be doing to have a high converting social profile. And then social media content. You need to post your first pieces of content across your social platforms, and make it a habit of posting at least once a day. Add it to your calendar. Do whatever it takes to make sure you get at least one post per day out. And then email campaigns. If you already have an email list, even if it's 10 people, 10 past customers, 10 people that reached out to you that maybe you didn't close, what you're going to do, you need to send out your first email campaign with the templates that we provide, and then add it to your calendar to start emailing your list once a week. Even if you don't have a list built up, draft your first email that you're going to send to your list, because when you start executing these strategies that I teach, people are going to start coming to your profile quickly and to your website, and they're going to start opting in. You need to have an email ready to go to send out to those first couple of people that opt in, and then make sure you have a recurring event on the calendar so you don't forget to send an email once a week. And then we have some really good resources. One's how to post or how to make 64 pieces of content in a day by Gary Vaynerchuk. He just basically, it's a 270 page deck of essentially these top platforms in 2020, how to post content on them specifically. And I kind of just go through those, and it's really good inspiration for posting content. And then finally, we have paid distribution. So we had free distribution that takes zero money to get started and to start booking paid speaking gigs. Now, we do still recommend to do paid distribution because it's higher leveraged and it's more scalable and it requires less of your time. Now, you actually don't need a lot of money to start running ads. You can start with $1 a day and $30 a month and start reaching people. Now, it's not going to be highly efficient. It's not going to be, bring in a lot of business at $1 a day, but you can at least get started with that. And you can start generating leads with that. And what we cover in paid distribution is we go over some Facebook ads fundamentals. I just show you the most effective strategies that you need to use when it comes to Facebook ads. Keep it real simple and just make sure you're executing on the right things. And then we actually set up and launch your first Facebook ad campaigns to cold audiences, but then also we have a remarketing campaign that we launch. And then we go over campaign management. So once you launch your Facebook ads campaigns, you're going to have a daily process that you need to take to make sure that these campaigns are running smooth and that they have the highest return on investment possible. So I show you exactly what that daily workflow is of managing your campaigns and scaling them up if they are producing a high return on investment, like how to actually, scale up in a way that's not going to blow out the results. And then finally, measuring your results. We have a comprehensive tracking spreadsheet that I'll just open up here. Every single day, you need to open up this tracking sheet and type in the results from yesterday's data. And I show you exactly what each of these columns is and the purpose of each column. All of these are important. We've already simplified this down a lot. And this is crucial to running your speaking business. And what's really good about tracking your metrics every day is it's going to give you a peace of mind. When you wake up, you're going to have data to tell you, okay, how's the week going? How's the month going? And it really sets the stage of, okay, what do I need to be executing on to look at each of these columns and improve the numbers? And actually what we have is we have some conditional formatting where it'll actually turn the columns red or green based on, the benchmarks that we've seen in the past of healthy metrics you should see in each of these columns. So if you see a red column, that means your campaigns are not running good and that you need to improve one of these areas. Because you can have all green areas, but if one of these is a red and you have a low percentage in one of those areas, it can throw off the entire funnel. And it makes it really easy to know how to diagnose whether your campaigns are doing well or not. So the action items for this week, we essentially want to set up your Facebook Business Manager, ad account, and then add your payment method. I show you how to get all this set up, how to connect your Facebook page to the Business Manager, and how to make sure it's all in Facebook compliance so you don't get shut down. Because Facebook's actually, right now, they're on a spree of shutting people's accounts down, and there's some measures you need to take to ensure that doesn't happen a lot. And pixel and conversions. So you need to create your Facebook pixel, add it to your website, and create the custom conversions. Now, the Facebook pixel is Facebook's way of knowing what is happening on your site after they drive the traffic there. That's really important because that's how they optimize your campaigns. They need to know, you need to give them all the data of what's happening on your site so that they can go find more of those people that are converting. So I show you exactly how to set all this up, step by step, how to add it to your website on Webflow and create the custom conversions. So make sure that you get this done, create your Facebook pixel and add it to your site. Then what we do is we need to, when you have this video done, you need to launch your first campaigns, go through the trainings and launch your first cold audience and remarketing campaigns. Get them launched, get them out into the market. Even if it's $1 a day for each of the campaigns, just get them out there because you're going to start collecting data over time and leads. And even if you spend, $50, $100 for the month, at least you've generated 10, 20 leads of people that are highly qualified that you can now be reaching out to every single week with your email, with your social media strategy. And all it takes is one of those emails to be a conference coordinator that has a high budget that can hire you to speak. So get started right away, take action. And then finally, create a copy of the tracking sheet, create your own copy of it and start tracking your campaign results. And make sure you're tracking this every day because it'll really control your emotions for the day and point you in the right direction of what you should be doing. And there's a lot of different resources that I have in here that I discuss, how to actually what is the daily workflow of testing new creative? Because, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time to actually figure out what's going to work for your Facebook campaigns. You're not going to just nail out of the park right out of the gate. You may, but most likely you won't if it's your first time getting started with Facebook ads. So what is that daily workflow of testing new things? How do you feed Facebook's machine learning the new creative variations, you know, i.e. copy, images, video, headlines, call to actions? How do you feed these? And what is a scientific process that we take so that we're not all over the place? And how do we be data driven with all of this? And yeah, there's a bunch of really good material in here. Just make sure that you actually watch this video and take action. But that's about it for week 5. As long as you follow these things, you'll be well on your way to making $100K a year in speaking revenue.
Haha. And that's my boy right there, Auston Troyer, telling it to you like it is. Speaker focus. Thank you so much, Auston. That was well said, like always. Let me see. I think we have some. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Let me see if Teresa. All right, Dr. J. Let me see. Okay, Norma has a question. Norma, if you have a question, let me go back to the chat. Okay, let me see. All right, Norma has a question, so we're gonna go to, let me see.
I just unmuted Norma.
Okay, no problem. Norma, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, how are you today, Norma?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Okay, what's your question?
I have a couple, about 3, okay?
Okay.
When you talked about to find out what's keeping up the conference coordinator up at night,
Yes.
how in talking to them, how do you find out what that would be? Because most people, I mean, I would think they would kind of protect that fear that they would have. So how would I go about finding that out?
Well, if you have a list of questions that you prepare for them when you set up some Zoom calls in your niche. So remember, Norma, we talked about you being in the corporate and association market, your program of helping people heal men broken hearts. That would be to go into talking to, let's say, HR directors, you know, people that are business training and development managers, things of that nature, somebody who will want to hire a corporate program so you could come in and speak to them. Then you could go on LinkedIn and connect with, I mean, thousands of HR directors or people that are head of training and development for their companies. And then you could start interviewing them through Skype. Like you had you were the head editor for a very successful magazine. That was for Norma. What was it again? It wasn't Esquire. It was
No, Upscale.
Upscale magazine. So that's a very popular magazine. So you already know what it's like to do interviews. You had your own magazine that you did. You did a great spread on the late great music artist Prince. So you already know how to ask these questions. So now what you have to do is start getting some insights. You're asking me, why would the conference coordinator give you their secrets? Because you have value. And the value would be that you're interviewing them, giving them some exposure about perhaps you're gonna interview them about their conferences coming up. Whatever you gotta do to schedule a Zoom call with them, you can ask them as many questions as you like. Now you're collecting data every single day, Norma. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Now you're collecting data that only you have about your target market, and now you know exactly how they think. You can literally predict what they need and how to tailor your programs to that specific target market. What's your next question?
The next one is, let me see. You mentioned about going and watching other speakers speak.
Correct.
How do you go about getting a list of who's speaking and where they're speaking at and being able to watch without having to pay for the event?
Okay, well, I mean, there's tons of stuff on YouTube, number one. There, any speaker you want to find out about, they probably have a YouTube channel. They probably got a video out there. There's enough content out there on YouTube for you to consume for other female speakers to give you a great idea of where your particular topic or how you are going to differentiate yourself away from everybody else. And obviously you're female, so I will be looking at a lot of female speakers. You can learn a lot from the male speakers, but it's a lot of great female speakers out there as well. They really are great. You should be looking and studying your competition. This business is not, this business is like every other business. It's competitive. This is the reason why you want to go. Listen, Norma, you don't have to worry about another woman having your topic. You don't have to worry about them talking about what you talk about. It's so needed. It's unique. So you should stand on that. You're a very skilled writer and a very talented entrepreneur. So you should look at every female speaker that's out there, from Lisa Nichols to Iyanla Van Zandt to Oprah to all of them.
Okay.
That's the level that you're going to be operating on one day, whether or not you believe it now or not. I see things, I can see around corners. I'm telling you where you're going to be in another 2-3 years from now. And you need to get ready for it. So you should be trying to interview as many of those female speakers as possible. You can have them on your show. You can ask them any question that you want. Now watch this. In between Zoom sessions and in between your coaching sessions with me, now you're getting other subject matter experts on the line and you're getting real information from them. You got it?
I got it.
So now my question to you is, when are you going to start setting up these Zoom sessions and start doing some research and start finding some people to interview?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is tomorrow, while you were talking, when I got off, I was talking to somebody about doing an interview, for them helping me do an interview and setting up my my other homework assignments that I haven't done.
Got you.
So
okay.
I'm getting all that caught up.
Okay, good.
That was my problem that I told you about. It's been alleviated.
Exactly. Okay.
So now I can go forward.
That's great. That's great. Okay, now what's your third question?
Let me see. The third question was, I think what you just gave me, the answer you just gave me kind of answered my third question.
Okay.
So I think I got it all.
Okay, no problem. Well, listen, we love you. We believe in you. We all fall off the wagon. I said it at the beginning of this session. There are things that come up that knock us off the path every once in a while. But Norma, I know you're not going to give up. I know you're not going to quit. You just sent me too many messages that said that you weren't, and your work ethic shows that you don't. So we're still here for you, to be in it with you for the long haul. Just do what you got to do to get back on track. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. And when you get caught up, schedule a session with me so I can review everything so we can get you going and move to the next step.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Don't worry about anything. We got you back.
Okay.
All right, now. Let me see who else is in there. Who else had a question? Anybody else have a question? No more question. Yes, no. Tina Marie Rodriguez. Tina Marie, let me unmute Tina Marie. Let's talk to her. Let me see. Miss Tina.
Good evening, Mr. Robertson and everyone.
Good evening. How are you? Look at Mr. Troy. His face lights up when he sees Miss Tina Marie is on. Miss Tina Marie Speaks is on. How are you this evening?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How is everyone tonight? How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing super fantastic.
How's Austin?
Amazing as always.
Awesome. The dynamic duo.
Hey, I know you've been having some bad storms in your area. Is everything going okay tonight?
Yes, everything is a little calmer than what it has been. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's good. Tina, I know we had a conversation. Perhaps you could shine some light on maybe what Norma is facing right now, and alleviating a little bit of the pressure of writing copy and creating content and setting up the Zoom sessions. Because if people have never done it before, I know they may say, how does this Zoom thing work? With logging on, and how do I facilitate a Zoom session like me and Austin do? I know it looks like it's easy and it flows, and this is the new world that we're in right now, where you have to, this could very well be a keynote speech or an educational keynote that you're delivering, or a half day or full day program. So how are you preparing yourself as your business is growing to get ready to do these Zoom sessions? And how would you help her out with a line of questioning to extract the information that you need to help her grow in her niche?
One of the things that I would say to her, first and foremost, is follow the blueprint that you and Austin have put out with Speaker Focus. Step out of your own way would be number two, because sometimes we are our worst nightmare. I know that was the problem for me. I'm getting better with copy, continuously practice, repetitive practice, consistency. You go into your local area, your local business area. Start with people that you're familiar with and have an organic conversation with them. Create an environment of comfortability, of being comfortable with them. And then, move on to the conference coordinators and meeting planners.
Okay. Go ahead, Tina.
The conference coordinator that I met when I was in Ocean City was organic. We were talking about COVID-19, and it started from there, and continuously build a relationship.
Wait a minute, Miss Tina. Weren't you on vacation during that time period?
Yes, I was. I was on my family vacation. It did not matter. Work does not stop.
So you tried to politic a booking for a speaking engagement through COVID-19 while you was on vacation. Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, yes, I did. To choose those words, yes, I did politic, to get a speaking engagement. Yes, I did. But it came out. Just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you stop.
Tina, where did you get that kind of confidence from?
That came through Speaker Focus and back in the day, one-on-one coaching.
Wow.
You did. For everyone, and especially us as the women speakers, the only way I could put it, and this is something that I've done throughout my whole entire professional and personal careers, life, take the bull by the horns. Don't let go. Don't let go. And be organic. And you said it tonight, be yourself, because that's what they're really looking for. They're just like us. A majority of the meeting planners, conference coordinators, when I was brave enough to speak to them, realized they're like anyone else. They're like you, they're like myself, they're like everyone on this call. They have issues at home. They're not confident within themselves. You can tell when someone is going through something. You just have to listen. That would be my third point, is just really listen. Learn the effective habits of communication.
Absolutely. Tina, can you go back when you first graduated sales cycle training, and I know you're getting ready to launch a big push for your sales funnel, and launching a big digital marketing campaign. But can you go back for a second, and you talked about I'd like you to focus strictly on the women right now. I'm not trying to alienate anybody, but you made up a real good point, because a lot of times we have a lot of powerful women empowerment speakers on our platform, and they have all these different topics, and a lot of them have topics that are designed for women. And could you talk about what was your level of confidence when you finished with sales cycle training? I remember the first time you called me and you told me that you spoke to a conference coordinator, and how you start talking to her about your signature programs. Try to share that experience of how you even got the nerve up to be able to do that, and then walk them through that, because I think the first one maybe is the hardest. So if you could share that with us, that'll be greatly appreciated.
Definitely, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Anytime.
The first one is the hardest. I was smiling and I was shaking on the inside. I was just focused enough and disciplined enough to make sure I spoke slowly. And when I was speaking, I spoke from the heart about my signature programs. Again, I went through an organic conversation with her. She was from the Red Lion Hotel in the business district where I live. And I was there for someone else. And then we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was an organic conversation. I spoke with her about my signature programs, about conceptual-based empowerment, vision-based empowerment, and knowledge-based empowerment. And she was very intrigued because in speaking with her, we were both former teachers. So that laid the foundation for us. And I went and spoke about the points in the knowledge-based empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
And I continued, she said, this was at the beginning of COVID-19 as well. And she goes, listen, come back to me. Make sure you call me so I can update you where things are and you can update me with things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's building a relationship. It's building that partnership that you speak of and Speaker Focus speaks of.
Got you. So you went into doing a needs assessment with her, just
Yes.
having a conversation. You found some common ground with both of you having a teaching background, and then you found out what she needed first. Then you start talking to her about how your signature programs can help remedy many of the things that she was going through in her organization.
You become a solutionist for their problems, because that's truly, in researching conference coordinators, meeting planners, they are in the top 5 of the most stressful jobs in the world,
Mm-hmm.
coming behind police officers and firefighters.
Mm-hmm.
I did a needs assessment, provided a solution for her,
Mm-hmm.
and gave her actual facts on how to do that.
Okay. All right. And that's all about managing the sales cycle. Tina went through, she graduated sales cycle training. She didn't know how to manage the sales cycle properly at first, but once she went through that and she took the training and she went out there and she put it into play. Also, the speaking engagement that she's working on right now through COVID to do an onsite. Tina, tell them what we did. What strategy did I help you with to help that conference coordinator have more confidence to do that on-site engagement at the Royale in Ocean City? Again,
and I have to thank you and Austin. Dynamic duo is one word I can describe for you both. We created the speaker one sheet. We created the signature email. We created the follow-up email. We even provided, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, they don't stop working. The conference coordinators, meeting planners do not stop working. Business is still moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And we created an issue of how to get through COVID-19 when you're planning your events. We provided another solution to a very severe problem at the moment.
Correct. Now, all of these things, I'm so glad you come on and share your experiences with us, because, these things are still happening. You got to understand that stuff is already loosening up with COVID. Everybody's sick of it. This is the 7th September. Tomorrow will be September the 1st. This will be the 7th month of all of this stuff. Now, you're talking about people were closing their offices in March and April, maybe in May. Stuff start opening back up in May. People start rolling out the first strategy of state by state. You have some kids that are going back to school. No matter what everybody feels about it, COVID-19 is political, okay? Because some people feel this way about it. Some people feel the other way about it. It's like Republican, Democrat. You're going to be arguing for the rest of your life. But while that's happening, people like Tina Marie are still creating opportunities for herself. Speaker Focus has tripled throughout the pandemic. There's everybody is still keeping it moving. Now, the ones who are the most highly skilled, as they're going through this situation and coming through it, I'm telling you, I'm on the front lines every single day. What do you do? Tina, did I pay you to say that?
No, hell no. Excuse me, but hell no. I mean, it's a new way of thinking. We have to think outside the box. And I was old school. That's a habit that had to be broken, and it was broken.
Tina, tell me, how many times have you flown throughout COVID? How many times you've been tested in quarantine and you still over there healthy? Just say it to them.
I have flown through. I have flown maybe 6 or 7 times during this whole entire time. I had a wonderful time, a life-changing event back in January. when it was first brought up in a wonderful borough, the best borough in the world. That's when, unfortunately, we lost Kobe Bryant and a group of people in that flight. That was the beginning, I would say, of COVID-19. 6 or 7 times I've been tested, 4 times, 3 times on return. I've been out of the United States once during COVID-19, and I'm grateful and thankful. I am negative. I've been tested negative 4 times. And I just recently came back home, I would say maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago.
So let me ask you this. What allows you to keep moving forward every day? And what really lights your fire every day you wake up? And why do you go so hard to keep building your speaker business?
The main reason, because I believe in what I'm doing. I believe there are women, especially with my niche, out there that needs to see, and we need to uplift each other and empower each other to move forward despite the circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay. All right. Well, one thing for sure, the entire world is getting ready to find out who Miss Tina Marie Speaks is, because you definitely put your money where your mouth is. You believe in your brand, and it's always a pleasure to work with you, Tina. Thank you so much. We'll be talking to you with you again real soon.
Yes, see you again real soon. Thank you again, everyone. Good luck and be blessed.
Thanks for sharing that with our platform. We really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to go back to a shared screen. I'm going to come back real quick. I have to finish one more slide, and I have to finish one more slide. Let me see. Okay, I'm back to Auston. Now let's go. Auston finish his part. Now we're going to go to module number whoa. All right, we're going to go to the bonus, the speaker toolkit. Now, these are just rounding out. Remember, we were talking about accelerating your speaker business tonight. And if you want to go faster, you can go faster. There are just specific things that you need to be able to do in order to do that. So this is going to be the thing you need to do. Getting to the last slide. I do apologize. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so everything you need to do and everything that needs to be inside of the speaker toolkit. Now, this is what module 6 is. Remember, module 6 doesn't even have a video. It's all about action steps and putting together your speaker engagement agreement. Now, these are all templates. These are all marketing outreach templates that we have. You have access to the original templates for the speaker engagement agreement. All you have to do is download the document, take all of my information out and put your information in. Swap out the logo, the address, the name, and things of that nature at the very, very top, and then you're good to go. Same thing with the pre-program questionnaire. The pre-program questionnaire is a document that breaks down every single thing about the time of the engagement, the style of dress you're supposed to wear, how many people are going to be at the engagement, the ratio of male to female. All of these things are very necessary in order to keep your dream of professional speaking moving forward, and also have the proper documentation that you need in order to get that thing going where you got to be as well. I need to just make sure as I'm, let me see, I'm sharing my screen. Let me see something. Okay. All right. The next thing is the reasons to hire document. You're going to have a document printed out that gives them every single reason why they need to hire you. It's going to have all of the value that you have in there, what kind of ROI they're going to get. It tells what kind of speaker that you are. It's just an extra document that is giving them the reasons why they need to be doing business with you. And it also answers any additional questions. You have an audio visual slide that's going to be set up as well. So all of these things, that being said, all of these things being there inside of the document, you have the sales and email marketing outreach templates. These are all the sales scripts, all of the handouts, the workbooks, the worksheets, the booking information packet that has the hotel you're going to, your home-based airport that you're going to be flying out of, what your ground transportation need to be, what your fees are. All of that is going to be in there. So these documents right here in the speaker toolkit, when you are finished with all of your marketing outreach templates and you've edited everything, and the editing of these documents take a long time, but you can literally take 1 week and have all these documents knocked out. And now watch this, you are ready to go with this all after 6 weeks. It doesn't take long to get to where it is that you need to be in this business. And, let me just do a recap again, and then we're going to wrap the session. In week number 1, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to organize your message and complete your signature programs. It's that simple, or you have nothing to sell. In week number 2, you're going to automate your speaker business. You're going to learn about your target market. You're going to get your website done, your speaker info kit, your speaker video demo. You're going to get the right niche and find the right target market you're going to. You're not going to be, none of this is going to be unclear. You have to make this stuff clear, and you're going to understand exactly who you're going to be sending your message to, and all your sales tools are going to be all worked out so you don't have to do as much talking as you need to. Now, module 3 is setting up the speaker business, making sure you go through the whole module 3 and just set it up the right way. You literally can have this stuff knocked out in a matter of days. Week number 4, build out all your social media profiles. Make sure you start posting on your social media the right way. Week number 5, go through every single thing Auston Troyer is going to lay out for you in module 5. He's going to give you a very comprehensive breakdown of how you can create absolute explosiveness and leverage for your brand to reach all 4 corners of the globe. You have to start somewhere, and Auston has the blueprint laid out in module 5. Module 6 is all of the outreach documents. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Speaker Focus Accelerator. If you want to be able to go fast in your speaker business, all you need to do is make the commitment right now to do the work, get organized like never before, and keep doing what it is that you got to do. Let me go ahead. I'm going to stop the screen sharing. I'm going to go back. Auston, get back in here real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're all wrapped up, boss. With these sessions that we've been doing, these masterclass sessions, it's been real good to get the feedback. We're taking things to another level. What kind of advice? Tomorrow's September the 1st, and October is always our planning period, and we always plan for the following year. And we've done some really big things this year, and the year has gotten away from us, and we're in the final quarter. We're going into the final quarter. What type of words of encouragement would you have for our platform of just where we are right now and moving into September, your feel of where we are with COVID right now, your personal thoughts about it? Just give it to me raw like you always do to get us through the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, for one, we can expect, COVID is, it's lightening up, but we can expect this remote work and people to be home on their computers and phones more often than ever, which means there's more eyeballs on social platforms. There's more eyeballs on the internet. And what that means is you need to squeeze that opportunity, because right now we're in a golden opportunity. There's more people online, all at the same time, more than ever. And you need to make sure that you're getting in front of these people. You're squeezing ROI out of these platforms, because, when stuff lightens back up again, you're not going to have that opportunity where you have all that attention all the time. So there's no better time to just start posting content, start distributing that content out to the marketplace, get your brand out there, because there's so many people on these platforms, and yeah, I think there's no better time to be doing business right now and building a speaker business. Additionally, what COVID has done is all the weak speakers, the ones that don't want to put in the work, the ones that, you know, fold like a cheap chair, they're out of the marketplace. So right now it's only the speakers that can withstand, you know, that uncomfortable feeling of transitioning to maybe a new business model. You know, Airbnb, one of the fastest growing tech companies, multi-billion dollars in revenue. In a matter of 2 months, more than half the revenue wiped out. Half their business gone. It's now like an unsexy business. And they could have just closed up shop and quit, but no, they transitioned their business quickly. They're going to do less than half the revenue that they did last year. They were growing at an insane rate year over year. But, you know, they pivoted. They do now online experiences. They do, you know, all sorts of different things. And they got hit worse than the speaking industry or any other industry. So, you know, you got to have that kind of mindset. Like, how do we not just become passive with all this stuff like the rest of your competitors are doing? How do you double down, start putting out content and getting your brand out there and start building your business the right way while there's this massive opportunity in the marketplace? That's what I see, is like there's more opportunity right now starting today than ever before. And you're going to look back in 2021 and say, in 2022 and say, why the hell was I so lazy with all this stuff? Because, you know, I could have been 10x, you know, more wealthy, you know, have 10x bigger business right now, bigger brand, if I would have just started today and started taking action. And that's what we wake up every day realizing we can't waste any time, because right now is a golden opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. You know, ladies and gentlemen, on our platform, it's always a pleasure to bring you this information, because me and Austin are on the front lines every single day. You know, what we really have, we have a platform that is designed to help speakers grow their business. But what we really are, in a lot of sorts, we are a tech company. We are a company that practices technology. It's technology driven in every single thing it is that we do. So we are in a golden age right now. It's never been a period throughout the history of business. Understand where we are. I'm not making this stuff up. It's 1,700 millionaires being created in the world every single day because of technology. And whether or not you're in business or not business, doesn't matter what business that you're in. If your business is tech driven and you know what the hell you're doing, then you can get the results that you're looking for. This is the reason why you have companies like Wish that have, you know, they sell stuff on the low and they're still growing. Amazon is still growing. There are companies coming out of nowhere like Speaker Focus that have exponential growth, and they're doing massive numbers, all because they understand about the pivot. Now the pivot has already happened. Okay, that word is old. It's also, the pivot's been happening for 7 months. A lot of people, I saw this happening 5 years ago, not the pandemic, because I'm not that good, but I saw that our business needed to be online. So obviously when I met Austin, it was a golden opportunity. I looked him right in his face. Troyer, tell him when I say mark my words. When I say mark my words, what happens?
It happens every time. Consistency.
I said, bro, all you have to do is tell me what I need to do. And I guarantee you, I'm going to make it happen. And nobody's going to be number one in our space except for us. And here it is, almost 4 years later, and boom, that's exactly what happened. All because I took my content and put it and trusted it in somebody who understood how to run a system. And this is what's happening right now. And we're teaching it all to you. So you should be waking up every single day, figuring out how to grow your speaker business and taking advantage of a would-be. See, the appearance, don't be fooled by the appearance. It looks like it's a weak market right now. It looks like everybody's going down, but it's not. There's people that's making even more money through COVID-19. If you open up your eyes, and you're looking at two of them right now who are constantly growing and flourishing. Don't be mistaken by the shiny objects and a bunch of people talk. You need to stop looking at the news so much. As scared as you are, as scared as you've been, as scared as you're going to be. Okay? The panic is over. Everybody's settled in. Now you know you got to wear your mask and you got to go to the store, whether or not you want to do it or not. You just heard Tina been flying through every single month of COVID-19, been tested 4 times, hasn't come back. Thank God. His turned back negative test. I know I've had a certain amount of travel. Me and Austin was right there with courtside with the Lakers on March the 10th. I'm sorry, on the very last game. The next day they shut the NBA down. Now, you got to understand that normal's got to be normal for what you think normal is. And I'm telling you right now, you got to redefine what normal is for you. Forget the new normal that they're telling you what is. I'm telling you that the new normal should be you waking up every single day, getting your face in these modules. You've been asking me for months, KTR, what's the fastest way to start booking and speaking engagements? Well, this training was put together. This was Speaker Focus Accelerator. I just told you, you want to go fast, but every single detail that me and Austin broke down, you are not going to start booking speaking engagements until you do every last bit of it. We are here to help guide you and support you. It is our pleasure to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the staff here at Speaker Focus and my co-founder, Auston Troyer, I am Kevin T. Robertson, the world's #1 speaker coach. Please learn to love it because it's the best thing going. We will see you again next week. Stay focused. And remember, your desire to get on that stage and speak has got to be greater than anything else you're going through in your life. We'll see you next week on the Speaker Focus platform. I love you.